Hello everyone. Now that the yoga week has commenced on 21st of this month, the International Yoga Day will be celebrated, and there is excitement in the air about yoga, about pranayam, about different techniques related to yoga. And we have our own Bhagavad Gita and yoga group. So we are also very much a part of this excitement, and we are doing our bit, holding different online sessions, and it was decided that let us summarize, you know, the teachings in a simple capsule, in a simple video, state the objectives of what is yoga and how we need to implement. And when this request came from some of my well-wishers and friends, I thought that I will share with them what we have recently experimented, and that brings me to the Formula 44 and the Formula 21. Because in our hectic lifestyle, we need to remember things in a very simple and succinct way. And I myself have been struggling with my own experiments with yoga exercises and meditation and teachings of Bhagavad Gita, etc. And somehow I got this inspiration that what is it that I must do on a daily basis for my body, and what is it that I must do for my soul and for my subtle body on a daily basis. So let me just summarize in a very simple way. And also, I would like to say that the basis of all this is Bhagavad Gita. The teachings of Bhagavad Gita, which has been explained to us by Swami Mukundananda. He has this commentary called Bhagavad Gita, the Song of God. So, Swami Mukundanand has been our mentor for nearly 20 years, and whatever I share, it is all first dedicated to him because of his grace, because of his generosity and his compassion. He has considered us, the instrument to experiment whatever he has taught, and I'm sharing the Formula 44 and Formula 21, which is the essence of his teachings, in my opinion, for a daily work-life balance, because all of us are in the corporate world. We have a very much sedentary job and a rigorous work schedule. So whatever little I experimented, I'm summarizing, and it may sound very simple, that what is so great about it, but the simplicity, I would say, is its greatness, that it is so simple, but it is so important. So let's first talk about the Formula 44. Formula 44 is 1, 2, 3, 4, the habits related to food. So we tell everyone, eat one fistful of nuts on a daily basis, and eat 2 helpings of fruits on a daily basis, and drink 2-3 glasses of warm water every morning. Depending on your appetite and your thirst and your capacity, you can drink 2 glasses or 3 glasses. Means drink a good amount of water every morning when you get up on an empty stomach. The water being warm or lukewarm, sip the water, don't drink it in one gulp, and consume the water in a seated position. So, and the fourth element of the food is related to the importance of grains, lentils, beans, pulses, vegetables. That food group, which is organic, which is natural, which is full of nutrition. So if we implement these 4 food habits every day, we can say we are implementing the Formula 44 food habits. Now we come to the habits related to the exercises. Now part of it is related to our gross body and part of it is related to our subtle body. By subtle body we mean there are 18 elements in the subtle body. Panch, Karmendriya, the 5 action senses. Panch, Gyanendriya, the 5 knowledge senses. Panch, Pran, the 5 life airs. Pranapan, Udan, Vyan, Saman. Man, mind. Buddhi, intellect, and Ahankar, ego. These are the 18 elements of the subtle body. So yoga is not just about the gross body, which is what we think it is. Most of us, we do Tadasana and Padmasana and Vajrasana and Surya Namaskar and Shalabhasana and Makarasana, different asanas, and we think we will get all the results. But we all have read, and it is there in the Ashtanga Yoga Sutra of Patanjali, Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahara, Dhyan, Dharana, Samadhi. So there are 8 limbs of yoga. The exercise is the only one of the 8 limbs, the asana. What about the Pratyahara? The efforts on our part to contain our desires. What about pranayam, the breathing techniques? Many of us are familiar, but we may not know so many intimate details, intricate, complex details. I'm using the wrong words, not intricate or complex, I mean the fine details. And when it comes to 1 hour of meditation, okay, let me first tell you the 4 elements of the exercises. 1 hour of meditation, 2 rounds of walking, 3 rounds of pranayam, breathing techniques, and 4 rounds of Surya Namaskar, sun salutation, which is actually a symbol of the exercises that we should do. It is not only sun salutation, we should do Shalbhasana, locust pose, we should do, Vajrasana, and we should do Mandukasana, frog pose, we should do Bhujangasana, the cobra pose, everything. So we have a 1 hour program in which we do these asanas and the pranayam. So now we get a glimpse of the Formula 44, 4 types of food habits and 4 types of exercises. But this 1 hour of meditation, we have been constantly telling that is the most important. So this 1 hour of meditation, 1 hour of dhyan, what is it we need to understand? Why we are talking about meditation? Why is it so important? Well, why is it so important is the fact that it is the mind which is the cause of everything in a way. And that is where I would like to bring Bhagavad Gita into the picture, because our Shri Guru Maharaj, he says that the entire teaching of Bhagavad Gita, if it can be described in one sentence, it is from the 8th chapter, Shloka, Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Ma Manushmar Yudhyacha. Shri Krishna is giving the essence of Bhagavad Gita to Arjun, that, O Arjun, do your duties, but your mind should remain attached to God. In this particular instance, we believe that Shri Krishna himself is God and Arjun is representing us, we humans. And he is asking all the questions which arise in our mind, which arise in us. So what is this essence of Bhagavad Gita? Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu ma manushmar yudhyacha. Arjun, do your duties diligently, honestly, sincerely, but the most important part is the remembrance of God. And that brings the concept that there is this supreme entity, God, who is our controller. And we have been saying that from our childhood. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva bandhus cha sakha tvameva vidya cha dravinam tvameva sharanam mam deva deva. We are telling God, you alone, mind the word alone, you alone are my supreme father, you alone are my supreme mother, you alone are my supreme friend, you alone are my supreme brother, you alone are my supreme wealth, you alone are my supreme knowledge, and you alone are my supreme all in all. We know so many formulas, mantras, theoretically, but we don't implement it. And we would all agree that our implementation is so poor. You know, you ask someone to describe God and he will give you so many mantras. Om Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat Purnamudachyate, Purnasya, Purnamadaya, Purnameva Vashishyate. God is that complete. You take out infinity from that complete, it is still infinitely complete. You know, we have that concept theoretically, but do we know the practical nuggets from Bhagavad Gita? That God is telling that I am seated in your heart in the form of Paramatma. So we learn that God is in three forms. In the form of Brahm, He is there in every atom of the universe. Srimad Bhagavat says, Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagwan iti shabdete. So in the form of Brahm, Lord resides in every atom of the universe. In the form of Paramatma, Lord resides in our heart. And that's what Bhagavad Gita teaches us. Shri Krishna is telling in chapter 10, shloka number 20, Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarva Bhutashe Isthita Aham Adirhi Madhyam Cha Bhutana Mant Eva Cha. Arjun, I am seated in your heart. In chapter 15, shloka 15, again Shri Krishna repeats the same mantra. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivisto matta asmritir gyan apohanam cha vedaischa sarvair ahmeva vedyo vedant krit veda videva chaham. Arjun, I am seated in your heart. And he says a very significant point, that we all talk about Vedas, but what is the purpose of reading Vedas? Shri Krishna says, it is me. Who is the knower of the Vedas? Shri Krishna says, it is me. And where does the Vedas originate? Shri Krishna says, it is me. So Vedas are the God's words. The purpose of Vedas is to understand and know Shri Krishna, know the Lord, and who knows the Vedas completely, and only that personality who knows is in Shri Krishna. He says in shloka 15, chapter 15. And that knowledge that he is seated in our heart, he repeats once again in chapter 18, shloka 61. You know, Ishvaraha sarva bhutanam hriddeshe arjun tishtati brahmayan sarva bhutani yantra rudhani mayaya. So the Lord, who is omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, he has infinite opulence. How much strength God has? Infinite. How much beauty God has? Infinite. How much glories he has? Infinite. How much everything that he has is infinite. That is the concept of God. And if that is the concept of God, why God cannot take a form? If you say he is infinitely powerful, he can of course take a form. So that form of God, when he takes a form and comes as Ram and Krishna, is God in the Bhagwan form. So Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagwan we understand from Bhagavad Gita, and we understand that he is seated in our heart, and he is our supreme mother, supreme father, supreme everyone. And what is Shri Krishna telling Arjun? Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu ma manushmar yuddhecha. Remembrance is the most important. Remember the Lord. you know, all through. Because a moment's indiscretion, a moment forgetfulness can cause great disaster. But then our mind is so fickle, which is what Arjun says in Bhagavad Gita. Chanchalam hi mana krishnam pramati balvadidham tashyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. And Sri Krishna responds, Ashanshaya mahabhava manodur nigraham chalam. Abhyasena tu konteya vairagyena cha grihate. So Sri Krishna gives the formula how to attach your mind. And that is the meaning of 1 hour of meditation. If we do 1 hour of meditation, then we become an expert in keeping our mind attached to God, which is the instruction of the Lord. And when our mind is attached to God, which is the full of bliss and knowledge, then only we can keep our mind away from Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Mad, Moh, Matsar, Rag, Dvesh, Irsha, Ahankar, etc., etc., lust, greed, anger, attachment, jealousy, envy, pride, arrogance. This is what we want to do. We want to keep our mind free of the negativity and keep the mind in a positive state in all circumstances. That's the pinnacle of success if we can do it. But then that requires practice. So, along with Formula 44, we talk about Formula 21, which is, let us take a baby step. Let us see, just for 20 seconds, are we able to meditate? Are we able to attach our mind to God? So some will say, no, I attach my mind to the flame of a candle. I attach my mind to the pyramid. I attach my mind to the nasagra, and I attach my mind to the eyebrows, the space between the eyebrows on the tip of the nose, and everything is great. Everything is a tool to meditate. But then, if you meditate on God, then that is the highest. This is what we learned from Swami Mukundananda. Isn't God there in the tip of the candle on the nasagra? Why not, bring the form of the Lord in your mind and then meditate, and you see the results for yourself. So when we relate to Bhagavad Gita, we relate to Sri Krishna, we consider him to be real and not mythological. And there are so many nuggets to learn. Sri Krishna is giving a wealth of knowledge about all aspects. He talks about the food. Ayu, Sattva, Balarogya, Sukh, Priti, Vivardhanaha, Rashya, Snigdhaha, Hridya, Ahara, Satvika, Priya. Chapter 17, Shloka number 8, he talks about the Sattvic food. That if you eat Sattvic food, this is the result. You get longevity, your lifespan increases, your health is ensured, and you feel good from within. That is the effect of Sattvic food. And we can experiment ourselves if we eat Sattvic food, how we feel. It may not be tasty, and later the taste will also manifest. But when we eat Rajasic food, the fried and overcooked and so much of masalas and spices, Sri Krishna gives the formula. Katva amla lavantyushna tikshna rukcha vidahinaha ahara rajasa chesta dukkha shokamaya prada. Shri Krishna is telling that this very bitter, very sour, very burning, very hot, very pungent, very, very anything, that food will cause disease. That will cause sorrow. That will cause a state where you are in a state of shock, lamentation. And of course, Sri Krishna talks about the tamasic food, yatayamam gatrasham puti paryusitam chayat, uchistam abhi chamedyam bhojanam tamasa priyaha. So many nuggets of Bhagavad Gita. How to capture everything in a small video. Right from the chapter 1 to the chapter 18, the 700 shlokas. Every chapter has so much. Someone will say, what is there in chapter 1? Arjun Vishad Yoga. Arjun Vishad Yoga gives us the the background, lamenting the consequences of the war. Arjun is bewildered. He is in a state of misery, delusion, fear, frustration, confusion, and Sri Krishna resolves that in Bhagavad Gita. You know, there is so much to learn, but in a nutshell, the Formula 21 is the most important element and which is a part of Formula 44, which we will keep catching up in different videos. Take care and stay fit.